Can I be heard? Am I audible? Can someone respond?
Yes, yes, audible.
Okay. Yes. Chaturmukha Samarambham Vakbhadacharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryandam Vande Guru Parambaram Ragadirogan Sadadanushaktan Asheshakaya Prasadan Asheshan Aulsukya Moha Aradidan Jakhana Yopurva Vaidyaya Namostu Tasmai. So we lost almost 5 minutes. Sorry for that. In our previous session, we saw that how Samana is working on the Mala Srotas. Dosha Srotas we had already seen before that. And another very interesting thing what we have to discuss about Samana is Shuklartava Srodo Vichari and Ambuvaha Srodo Vichari. So we will find those aspects today. If the time permits, we will finish Samana Vayu in our current session. So first we see Shukrartava Sroto Vichari. Here, Shukram and Artavam need to be understood as, actually they are quite confusing words. It has created lot of misunderstandings. It has created lots of wrong interpretations. And our textbooks has faced lot of unnecessary controversies due to the lack of specificity of terms, which we should admit. So here, I would suggest that the Shukra and Artava should be understood, need to be understood as Purusha Bija and Stri Bija respectively. Purusha Bija and Stri Bija respectively. And not as semen and menstrual blood. So how can this idea be understood? Shukrartava Srodo Vichari. We have seen the association of Agni and Samana multiple times. In last session also we highlighted it. This session also it is very important. Actually, Samana Vayu works as a minister of Agni, a servant of Agni. And it serves Agni unconditionally. But it will keep some sort of a control, which is not a forced one, but which is a system having some sort of a self-regulatory mechanism in it. Because Agni needs the service of Samana to execute its functions efficiently. We will come to some clinical aspects of this relation. Regarding Samana, especially the Karma Visheshas of Samana, we will find one word called Vivechana. Vivechanam during the Annapajanam. That Vivechanam shall be understood as happening in many levels. Sometimes very gross. Vivechanam is some sort of a separation. Sometimes it is very gross, as in the case of Shakrit. But that need not be very gross all the time. There can be subtle levels of this vivechanam as well. Very subtle. And wherever Agni is working, it requires the assistance of Samana. Primarily, of course, we all know that this happens in the Koshta. But that need not be confined to Koshta. We have seen some interesting observations like about Pachaka Pitta, Tatrasthameva Pittanam Sheshanamapya Anugraham Karodi Baladanena. So Tatrasthameva, sitting in the headquarter in Koshta, Pittanam Sheshanamapya Anugraham Karodi Baladanena. All other Pittas get the share of efficiency, capacity by the blessings of Pachaka Pitta. Similarly, Swasthanasthasya Kayagner Amshaha Dhadushu Samsritaha. Swasthanasthasya Kayagnehe Amshaha Dhadushu Samsritaha. That is another important observation. So here also, the Pachaka Pitta, the Kayagni, the Jadharagni sitting in its headquarter is operating in different destinations by appointing its representatives, ambassadors. So Agni Karma is happening in all those locations. So here, in all these situations, we should identify Samana Vayu, the presence of Samana Vayu, to support Agni in these diverse operations. In all these diverse operations. So coming to our context, that Shukrartava Sroto Vichari, what we should understand is, this is about the formation and maturation of Purusha Bija and Stri Bija. There, Agni is a crucial, important, inevitable principle. And as we saw now, this formation and maturation of Purusha Bija and Stri Bija, that is happening with the support of Samana to the Agni. And this maturation, Parinamam, formation as well as maturation, is happening in Srotasas. This is a very important point. The Dhadus, Srotasas are not working in the manner, I think we mentioned it in our last session also. The Srotasas, as it is envisaged in Ayurveda, they are not working in the manner of the plumbing pipes. We have water in our overhead tank. We have a tap in the ground floor or in the garden. And there is a pipe which carries water from the plumbing, from the overhead tank to the garden. There is water in the overhead tank. Water comes in the tap. There is a Srotas in between. That is not the way in which the Srotasas, as they are envisaged in Ayurveda, our Sharira is working. in its journey through the Srodasas, the parinama, the formation and maturation is happening. The essential raw material will be provided in the beginning, which we may call as the Moolasthana or something like that of Srodasas. But the formation further and maturation, together I call it as Parinamam, is happening while it is traveling through the Srodasas, the pathway. So never ever visualize it as a conduit, which just transports a substance from one destination to the other. Parinamam abadhyamananam. Parinamam abadhyamananam. That is a interesting usage, which we call as a Syanat Pratyayam in the as per the Sanskrit literature, language, which shows a continuity, an uninterrupted happening till the goal is achieved. Parinamam abadhyamananam dhadunam abhivahini. So dhatu is an upalakshana. It need not be dhatu alone. Whatever is supposed to travel through it, until that goal, until the final level is achieved, that parinam is continuously happening in the Srotas. Parinamam abadhyamananam dhadunam abhivahini, as it is explained by Acharya Charaka. So, the parinama of any bhava, the formation and maturation of any bhava, is happening through some or the other Srotas. This we should have as our basic understanding. So, the parinama of Purusha Bija, parinama of Stri Bija is happening through some or the other Srotas. Here, the interesting point is that conventionally we call certain Srodasas by name. Like, Sukravaha Srodas, Artavavaha Srodas, Mutravaha Srodas. True, they are all right. Such entities are explained. But here we have to go to a subtler level of understanding. The parinama means the paga, the formation and maturation of Purusha Bija is happening in a specific network of Srotas. And that Bija is formed, and then that is expelled through some other Srotas, so which may be grossly explained as Sukravaha Srotas. But there is a pre-stage networking where this parinamam is also happening. There the role of Agni is very crucial. The expulsive part and the formative part. As far as the expulsive part is concerned, the role of Agni is minimal. But in the formative part, the Agni is very, very crucial. And obviously, the Samana, the principle of Samana is also very crucial. Why this understanding is important? In treating conditions like subfertility, anapatyata, don't resort on some prashasta aushadhas alone. Before going to such prashasta aushadhas, look into the basic sharira which is happening in the individual, make sure that the Agni is working properly, the Agni is enjoying the support of Samana Vayu, and this principle of Agni is operating properly in the Srotas where the Paga Parinama of Bija is happening. If these things are not happening, correct it by the very, very fundamental interventions. Not Vishesha Chikitsa, but Samanya Chikitsa. Then go to the Vishesha Chikitsa, the Prashasta Aushadha Prayogas, which will make the entire operation precise and foolproof. Precise and foolproof. So this is very important, that Parinamam Abadyamananam. So as far as this Parinamam of Purusha Bija and Stri Bija is concerned, they are not same. They are distinct. They are unique, but always supported by Samana. So Samana manifests in the Srotasas where the Shukrartava Parinamam, the formation and maturation of the Purusha Bija and Stri Bija is happening. So we find a highlighting that Shukrartava Sroto Vichari. Actually, this activity is happening in all Srodasas, all Dhaduvaha Srotas. This is an important concept. But here we find Shukra and Artava as highlighted, but from that highlighted ones, the unhighlighted ones also should be understood. Reading between the lines. In Mutravaha Srotas, this happens. Again, think about that mechanism. Mutravaha Srotas, the Srotas which is engaging in the excretory act is called Mutravaha Srotas. But prior to that, there is a hidden part of Mutravaha Srotas where the Paga Parinama of Mutra is happening. That is important. This is happening in Sweda. This is happening in Sweda. So focusing on that aspect, by focusing on Agni Samana combination, is going to be the drastic step that an intelligent Vaidya is going to take. Among the Vaidyas, we have different categories, no? Many Vaidyas focus on the Bhalashruti of the yogas alone. That is not going to make a significant change in the quality of intervention. But of course, in some literature, we will find Yadhoktanusaranameva Shreyo Mandabuddhinam. For an average physician, that is enough. Yadhoktanusaranam. Whatever is told, just follow it. But Udaharanamatram to Buddhimadam, what is told is an Udaharanam for an intelligent physician. From that, he or she will draw many untold aspects of the Shastra, and they will develop it into practical tips, and they are going to be extraordinary physicians. This is very important. So, when we say there is Mutravaha Srotas, when we say the Shuklavaha Srotas, that excretory element is the gross one, but the hidden part is going to be the most crucial part of that Srotas mechanism or Srotasing network, which is going to make the real difference as far as precise interventions are concerned. So we saw that it is there with the Mutra, it is there with the Sweda, so they can be included in the Mala Sroto Vicharam, as we explained it in our last session. Now, some sort of a Shakha Chankramanam that I would like to make at this point, considering the clinical significance, is that the same idea should be added on to the conventional meaning of Artava. Conventional meaning of Artava means Masi Masi Rajastrinam Rasajam Sravaditriham Tad Varshadvadashadurdhvam. So Dvadashadurdhvam Masi Masi Rasajam Rajaha Sravati. So in that process, which is so specific to female body, one principle of Agni is getting appointed for that function, for the regular operation, the monthly operation. That is, it is periodical. That is why we call it as period, monthly period. That periodical Paga Parinama of Artava in its gross sense. So there is also a principle of Agni, which is again supported by Samana. So when that time comes, Tad Varshadvadashad Urdhvam, of course, subjective variations can be there. One principle of Pajaka Pitta is getting appointed to the specific function, followed by, supported by Samana. Then Yadi Panchashadakshayam, that continues to operate. It is something like a 38-year contract from 12 to 50. After that, what should happen? Well supported by Vayu, this principle of Agni, which was appointed for the operation of the complete machinery of Artavavahanam, which will include the menstrual flow or the monthly periods, as well as the formation and maturation of Stri Bija, should come back and should get merged with the Pajaka Pitta. So the role of Samana, which was specific up to that limit, should also cease to operate. So in the philosophy, we say that Jivatma is going at one point to merge with the Paramatma. In the same way, the principle of Agni, which was appointed for a particular function in a particular Srotas, once that is over, 38 years of operation over, it will come back and join with the Pajaka Pitta proper, the Jadharagni. But because of various reasons, because of various influences, this may not happen these days, especially. This is not happening. Instead, this Agni is becoming a rogue principle. It fails to get the sort of mukti, the moksham, which it should get ideally by merging with the Paramatma, the Pajaka Pittam. And that is creating a lot of Paitiga Vikaras in the body as well as mind during that stage, which we call by various names. Okay, it is hot flushes, or it may be like perimenopausal symptoms where the Paitiga Lakshanas and Vadavaitika Lakshanas will be dominating. So in all these situations, we should have a clinical outlook. What should we do? They are not to be treated by Pitta Shamana Trichikitsa. What is happening? By the influence of, under the influence of some Shubhida Vayu or Pradilomagadi Vayu and distorted Samana, this principle of Agni is wandering here and there in the Sharira and also putting some influence on Manas, fails to get the top sort of moksha it should get by getting merged with the Paramatma, the Pajaka Pitta, and creating lot of. So, ideal and the fundamental intervention that we should do is creating Vadanuloma, especially in the Koshta, that these are all important. See, Vayoscha Nigrahad. One point what we find. Vyayamad Ushmanastaikshniyad Ahidacharanadabi Koshtad Shagha Asti Marmani Drudatvan Marutasya cha Doshayandi Tadha Tebhyaha Srodo Mukha Vishodhanad Pagad Vruddhya Abhishyandanad Pagad Kostam Vayoscha Nigrahad. So using this concept of Vayoho Nigraham, we should succeed in bringing back that Pitta, which is operating in a wrong manner, back to its basic seat, the Pajaka Pitta, and make it settled down. Then only these clinical conditions are going to improve. So here all this Shukrartava Srodo Vichari element of Samana is becoming so crucial. It is becoming so crucial. Yeah, that is very interesting point, which will have lots of, say again, what I told is just Udaharana Matram to Buddhimadam. Intelligent Vaidyas, intelligent students will spread this idea to n number of similar clinical situations, and they will come up with next level of, next generation of precise interventions. Unfortunately, our time is over. If we have some points to discuss in the chat, we will find. And sorry for the time lag that we had today in the beginning. Just 1 minute. Samana helps in Agni Parinama of Shukra and Artava, but it helps all Dhatu Parinama, not only of Shukra and Artava. Yes. For some specific interest only. That happens when one idea, it is called Upalakshanam. From what is told, we should grab more untold ideas. Then, as Apana needs the help of Agni, Samana, inevitably in the Anuloma Gamana, in the reason for this kind of intervention. Yes. As Apana needs the help of Samana, I would like to put it otherwise. As Samana needs the help of Apana, that will be clear when we explain the Apana in our next session. We hope to explain it in our next session. And Anuloma Gamana in the reason for this kind of interventions. Yes. Does this apply for the formation of Ubadhadu? That is exactly. This is a very intelligent intervention in the same way as it happens in the case of that Dwadashad Panchashad. The same way, a principle of Agni is appointed for the formation of Stanya. Formation of Stanya with the support of Samana. So there also the same principle should work. So Sthana Samshrayam is very important, which gives identity to a Vikara, but Samprapti is not limited to Sthana Samshrayam. Actually, our explanation about these fivefold Vayus and all the explanations regarding dosha in our previous sessions started from one statement, Yadha Dushtena Doshena Yadha Jana Sarpada Nirvritti Ramayasya We have to go back. Now, like the rogue Pittam wandering here and there, our rogue sessions are wandering here and there. We have to go back to the explanation of Samprapti. That is where we started from. I hope, but for understanding that Samprapti properly, I think we need all these explanations. We need all these ideas well explained, well understood. So definitely we will go back to that. Fine. So with the Stanya also, this is very nice, very important. Will giving medicines in Samana Kala help in Nashtartava? Definitely, it is a point worth trying. Definitely it will work also. How to achieve this in all Upadhadus and Dhadu Malas? Yes, it may not be possible to Shakyam na Ikaigasho Vaktum, isn't it? Shakyam na Ikaigasho Vaktum Ada Samanyam Uchyate. So what we do is, we are giving you the general idea which you have to put in place in the case of individual clinical situations. It is possible. So with that we conclude today. Thank you very much. Bhishayam sadhu vrittanam bhadram agamasalinam abhyasta karmanam bhadram bhadrabhilashinam. Namaskaram.